Hi everybody, it's me, Shadia Wade. Um, let's see. I'm still sick. So I see my doctor on Monday, and I went in, and he decided he wanted me to stop taking my allergy medicine, so I've done that. And so I have allergy symptoms on top of whatever viral symptoms I have. So I'm congested and not feeling good. Anyway, today I wanted to talk about something that has kind of been on the back of my mind, and I don't know if other people feel this way when they're sick or whatever, but I notice like a really deep emotional change in me. I'm very quick to cry and being upset. Um, I don't know if that's normal for other people who suffer from uh, mental illness or what. But it happens a lot when I get sick. When I get sick, I get real sick to begin with, and uh, when I'm sick, I'm very depressed, very unmotivated, and very sad. So, like, I don't know why I find it humorous, but I think I try and laugh it off in order to avoid the reality, which is the fact that I hate this part about me, like being bipolar. Of when I get sick, I get depressed. Um, I actually went to school against the advice of doctors on Friday. I was in bed on Wednesday and Thursday, and I missed an exam, but I can't miss any more of my Monday, Wednesday, Friday classes. So I went to school on Friday and I almost collapsed when going to my last class. Um, when I breathe, it feels like I'm breathing through a wet washcloth, and it's just like if you ever wanted to know what it feels like to be me, take a wet washcloth, put it up to your mouth, and breathe through it. And do that for maybe 5 minutes at the most, and you'll know how I feel. And that's how I feel all day, every day. And it's kind of exhausting. It's like labored breathing. Um, and like, I don't know if it's because of the climate or because of allergies or because I'm sick or what, but nobody seems to have any real advice for me other than just to get rest and let it work its course. And it's been working its course for 4 months, and so I'm kind of concerned. Um, I think my doctor thinks I have asthma, which I've never been diagnosed with asthma, and I've never really had an issue with asthma before, even though it runs in my family. Both my mother and sister suffer from asthma, and, and they are frequently exposed to their allergies um, because they both have cats. So I'm kind of wondering, like, what my doctor thinks I'm allergic to that I've been exposed to for prolonged periods of time without getting any treatment. I've been on allergy medication year round for the last 3 years that I've lived here um, because I started having physical reactions. I'd get really itchy. Um, and that was about spring of 2011. that I really, or January, February months of 2011. And I've been taking allergy medicine ever since. And I've tried several different allergy medicines, and Zyrtec was the one that worked best for me. And so I've been taking that for a little over 2 years. And, it's been working. And he told me to stop taking it, and now I'm having all these allergy symptoms, like where my eyes are itchy, I'm congested, I'm coughing, I'm sneezing. Obviously, the labored breathing would be associated with a person who suffers from allergies, but I didn't have allergy symptoms in my mind before he took me off my allergy medicine. So, I'm kind of concerned. He said he was going to prescribe me a new allergy medication and have it sent to my house. And yesterday, I went online because you can check on your prescriptions because they get mailed in to me. I went online and I checked to see if my prescription was being filled, and it wasn't. So I submitted for it to be filled, and I've decided that I'm going to be taking Benadryl, which only works for some of my symptoms. It doesn't work for all of them. Like it works for the itchy eyes and the physical itchiness, but it doesn't work for the sneezing or the coughing or for the labored breathing. So I'm kind of distraught. I've already talked to my teachers, as I've said before, about needing to get incompletes in my courses because of what's going on with me, being sick and trying really hard to focus on my studies, but I really need to focus on me because my health kind of comes first. If something happens to me because I decided that school was more important, that would be devastating because that means that I didn't take my family into account, and my health affects my family, and so therefore I am more important than school. And I think a lot of people would agree. Even though a lot of my income comes from the VA for going to school, I've even talked with the VA people about, I'm going to have to take incompletes in courses because of illness, and they're all understanding. And, yeah, I'm just taking it like one day at a time. I'm sorry that I haven't really been more punctual on video making. I think that because of all of this, I've just not felt like doing much of anything, and I could really use support. My husband's tried to talk me into knitting, and so I started doing that. I'm not very good at knitting. He wants me to knit him a scarf, and I'm not very good at knitting. Like, I get the concept, but I can't dedicate my time to it. I feel like there's other things that are more important, that have a higher priority than me taking up a hobby. My husband has a lot of hobbies, and I allow him to have a lot of hobbies that he partakes in, and so he kind of feels, I think he kind of feels guilty because I don't do any of my hobbies anymore. Like I used to write a lot. I used to paint a lot. Um, I used to do a lot of different things, and I've kind of put all of those down because I've been busy with school. Like I have to write papers for school, and so that requires a lot of my time. And so I'm reading a lot for school, so I don't really do much reading in a relaxation, like to keep me happy kind of way. So I don't know like what to do. Like these videos are so easy. I think this is my hobby. um, just talking about what's going on with me and my diagnosis. Uh, like I think that people have a misconception about people who suffer from bipolar disorder or from any mental illness, that they are not normal. And I think that's completely false because we are normal. You know, we have normal everyday problems like being sick, for example. We get sick, we get tired, we have families, we have stress and stuff in our lives. And the only thing different between a person who suffers from a mental illness and a person who doesn't is the fact that there's a diagnosis there. Like, there's a lot of people who go through their entire life and have never been diagnosed with a mental illness because they've never gone to a psychiatrist. Um, and I think that that probably is the big difference. Um, like, I think if I had gone to a psychiatrist when I was younger, maybe they would have seen signs of me being a bipolar um, person, but I'm not sure. Uh, like, it didn't really hit me until I was in the military and had had my son. So I don't know. I think that that was a big change in my life, and so with all the amount of stress that was added on to me um, in my life, that I I had a breakdown. Um, like when we first moved out to California, this was back in 2008. um, my husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, took our son to Knoxville, which is where we live now, to go visit his family. And I stayed in California because I didn't have enough leave days saved up to go with him. And my boyfriend at the time, uh, now husband, had told me numerous times if he ever left California, he was never coming back. So I think that my subconscious was affirmed to the fact that he was never coming back, and so I acted in a way that a woman would if she felt that the person she cared about left. And that was, I moved on to acting like a single person. And given the chance to relive that part of my life all over again, I don't think I would have done what I did, which was cheat on him. I think I would have, called him and voiced my concerns about how I felt. Like, I felt like I was abandoned and that I was being ignored, because there were numerous times I would call him and I knew the time difference and he wouldn't answer his phone or he wouldn't return my calls or, a multitude of things. And, like, I didn't see a reason for him not answering his phone. Like, I was thousands of miles away from my son. I wanted to know how he was doing, what was going on. And apparently, my son had gone to the emergency room and had an allergic reaction to some antibiotics that he was given for an ear infection and all kinds of stuff. Like, I didn't know until later. And I feel like that really added to the stress in my life of what was going on and how I felt like I was being left out of my son's care and his medical conditions. It's like I wasn't his mother, like I wasn't important enough to know those things. I haven't really thought about that until now. But, if your son has an allergic reaction to some medication, the first thing you do is call the, the mom and say, hey, our son's having an allergic reaction. He's going to the emergency room. We'll keep you posted as to his condition. I never got that. I found out about it well after the fact. And I don't know if it was because he was trying to save me the stress of that because I was so far away, or if he just didn't think it was necessary to inform me because he was handling it. But with me, if something like that happens with Lonzo while he's in my care, I always let Dustin know what's happened, where we're going, what we're doing. Like, we have a dog named Lexi, and she and Lonzo have, well, Lexi has grown older, and Lonzo has grown up with this dog, but he plays a little rough with her, and Lexi is not that kind of dog. She does not tolerate people being rough with her. And so she had bit him on his face, and it was really deep laceration, and I decided he needed stitches because of how deep it was. And I was going to take him to the emergency room. So I called his dad and I went to his work. I said, Lonzo's been bit by Lexi and it's pretty deep. I want to take him to go get stitches. And then I was at his work if he wanted to come with me. And he got in the car and, we decided to go and get liquid stitch. Like, I had put a butterfly stitch on my son's face to, like, hold the skin together as much as possible. And my husband decided to go get Liquid Stitch, or Second Skin, or New Skin, or whatever you want to call it. They're all brand names for basically this kind of super glue, nail polish, adhesive thing you put on your face. The laceration on his face was probably about a ½ inch. So he probably would have only gotten like 1 or 2 stitches, if any, on his face. But I was concerned, you know, and I felt it was important to inform his dad of the problem at the time that it occurred. So, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a really concerned parent and, you know, don't think rationally about problems when they occur. But if Lonzo had broken his arm, I would have called Dustin right away and said, look, we're on our way to the hospital, meet us there, or something. And I worry that if I'm at school and Lonzo's home with Dustin and something like that happens, I won't get a call until after they've gone through the emergency room and all that stuff and gotten home. Like, it just makes me really concerned. Hopefully that's not the truth of it. Hopefully he would call me right away and I'd be able to meet them at the emergency room and, you know, be a part of that. But who knows? I don't, like, my family takes up a lot of my time. Like, I'd rather, you know, be involved in some way connecting with my family than painting. Even though painting is one of my coping skills, or writing is one of my coping skills, or doing this even is one of my coping skills. I'd rather be with my family and spend time with them. Like, I make these videos early in the morning when my family is sleeping, or you know, when my family is not around. So it's kind of like I don't have to worry about them. My husband does his hobbies whenever he feels like doing them, or whenever he's scheduled to go to the lodge or whatever. My son, he plays video games or watches movies whenever he wants to play video games or watch movies. Maybe I do need to take some time out. My son's gotten older and he's gotten into playing this one video game called Skylanders. And he is obsessed with that game. He wants all the characters and all that stuff. And I think that maybe I need to go back to my hobbies. What do you think? Do you think I need to take time out and do stuff for me? Because, like, I don't know, a part of me kind of feels guilty for doing that. Part of me feels like I should be interacting with my family when I'm not at school. I'm a very social person, and so I don't enjoy solidarity. I think that's another reason why when I'm up early in the morning, I make these YouTube videos, because then I don't feel alone. I feel like I have all of you who watch these videos with me. So, I don't know, leave a comment or a message as to what I should do, because I'm really not sure. And that's kind of sad that I'm not sure that I should take time out to do something for myself. I guess that's it. Sorry I'm doing so many pauses, but I'm trying to think of something to say, and I just can't find any words. So, please like, share, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a week.